I'm Zama.
And I'm Lanzi, and welcome to
Because We Said So.
Another week, another episode.
Period.
Favorite day of the week
Yes,
for me.
yes.
And you, Puisties. People are warming up to
back.
Puisties.
Exactly, because it's such a scrumptious name.
So good and well.
Yeah.
Even Zola was like, I wasn't seeing the vision, but she sees it.
Yeah,
now.
she sees it now, because when they heard it, they booed me, and when I catch you guys for
Which
that.
is why when you believe in something, stick beside it.
Yeah.
Don't let people's opinions sway you.
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground, no shame, guys.
How was your week, yo?
My week has been good. What have I been doing? I've had a really chilled week, actually. I've just been chilling, working,
Period.
vibing. Nothing much, honestly. When
This is the longest I haven't seen Zama. It feels like.
yeah, literally. And it's
Nice
been
to
7
meet
days,
you.
give it to-
Just 7 measly days. I'm like, who are you for real? How's my week been? Good. My weekend, I went to see Sasha Keeble at once in it.
Yes, you went to the concert. How's the
I
concert?
specifically arrived 5 minutes before a performance because that's the only thing I went there for. No shade. Phenomenal. Her vocals
that's
are
lovely.
insane. It felt like, how are you here? Because you don't think anyone else listens to those type of artists. So it's nice to be in a crowd and hear that we have taste as Abantu.
Hey.
It was really, really nice. Shame, I won't lie. And she seemed very I can't believe I have fans here and the love she was receiving.
It was good.
So I had a really good time. Grooved in number 2K.
Hey, man.
I went to a
Is she
2K.
like a 2K artist?
No,
Like,
no,
what is
Chumi,
she?
I'm saying afterwards. I went to
I
Paul's
was
birthday.
Like, yes. I was thinking, who is she for real?
No. Afterwards, I went to a friend's birthday. I'm at 2K. Very
Yes,
interesting.
I heard, actually, on Sunday.
I just want to
about
say,
the party.
2Ks are interesting.
They really are. but
Not
that's
in a
the
bad
thing.
way, just we all, different.
No, they are very different.
They're very different,
But
and
at the
they
same
have
time,
so
they're
much
so
youth
sweet.
in them.
They do.
And life is for the living.
The thing is, we used to have so much youth in us as well. That's why seeing them, I'm just like, damn,
I
throwback
don't have it
Thursday.
anymore. I was even looking at them and I'm like,
Thursday.
I used to be like this.
Yep,
and
yep.
Now I'm just the granny at the party while you
But I
guys are
love it
getting
as
this.
well, though, because I feel like in life sometimes you need to be the granny at the party.
Yeah,
It's
and
not every day be the kid.
I like being the granny. I don't want to lie to
Yeah.
you. But I had a good time being in my little youthful
In your youthful era.
Otherwise, this week, work really. Just
Literally
work,
same.
fixing my life. And that's pretty much what it is.
And
but
sometimes weeks do be like that. There's
No,
there's
really.
nothing exciting happening.
we are
One way.
feeling. But otherwise, we're good.
Yeah,
As long
yeah,
as
yeah,
it's
yeah.
good.
Go
Pop culture rewind of the week. First and foremost, Cardi B is finally dropping her sophomore album. If you're part of the Body Gang, shout out to her. I'm sure you guys are happy. People were asking me to talk about this because I commented on it on Twitter, which is why I put it up. I don't like the album name.
What is it?
It's Am I the Drama? I said,
That's so boring.
it's so boring. Someone was like, it's giving AI. You just were like, what can I name it? Someone
Am
was
I
like,
the drama?
also, because Cardi's always surrounded with drama, one, there's always controversial things going on, offsets, these girls, you're going to court.
So
Nicki
that's why
Minaj.
she's calling it Am I the Drama?
Is that the
Okay,
reason? But I
girl.
would have liked it if you named it something that has nothing to do with what we already think of you as, which
Yeah.
is drama, no shade.
Or just have something creative. I feel like that's such an uncreative, unoriginal,
Very bland, Forex.
What I did see though is that she has a lot of songs that she's already released on the thing. So they already have so many streams. The album already has so many streams.
An
'cause she's
album
released
from
all her stuff.
songs from 5 years ago.
Yeah, she put
on the
Wild Side
album.
on there.
She put WAP on there. I said, WAP?
Some people on Twitter were like, she ate with that because at least now her album looks like it has so many streams. But I'm just like, that's such a cheat code.
Such a cheat code, and it's
no one
lazy.
has to listen to those songs for them to we already listened to them 3 years ago. We don't need to.
WAP was 5 years ago.
That's my thing.
I remember it from COVID. And why am I getting your album that we've been waiting for?
Yes,
Highly
and you're
anticipated to hear. I'm talking WAP in 2025. I don't know. But you know what? She said her fans wanted the songs on the album. So
Why?
she did what her fans want. And you know what? I'm Uni Party Gang, so...
That's why I'm like, we've already heard the song. So what's the point of putting them on the album?
Because can't you just
They're
have
so
them on your
old.
phone? She might as well put Bodak Yellow at this point.
No, actually.
At
I'm
this-
surprised
at this
Bodak
rate.
Yellow isn't on there, actually.
No, I swear, but congrats to her. We will be
Wowzers.
waiting to listen to the new ones.
I don't want to lie, I'm not going to
Because-
listen to it, but
I'll listen to it for research purposes. But
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
research,
a body gang.
maybe.
I'm a bar.
I'm the same. I'm not even on either of the camps, but I
You're
would
just
never
indifferent.
listen to a Cardi album. I listen
Like,
to a
sit
single.
and listen,
Nicki
yeah.
Minaj, I'd listen to an album.
real. But
And I'm not even a fan of Nicki Minaj. I'm a fan of her music.
her music, because she's a rapper.
Yes.
She's a little bit
Sick. Somehow.
But Cardi, you guys can't listen to press.
Yeah, I can't imagine
Back to
listening
back.
to an album full of that.
Yeah, no, you're right. When I listen to it, someone's actually right, I'm capping.
Yeah,
Like, bump.
for me, I was like, especially for me, I didn't want to commit to that. I'm not doing that.
On the topic of music, I've been seeing so much discourse on Twitter that has been killing me. The Hey Neighbour lineup.
Oh, Hey Neighbour. Make, worried about you. Make, worried about you.
What's happening? Like, if he sees that and now, if you have the talent of being on a mic, you're going to have that opportunity.
Someone
and
was like,
that's fine.
it's the same as a Freshers Week lineup. Like it's UJ or Vit's lineup for Freshers all week.
I saw someone even said, like, maybe like 5 years ago, this would have been dope. But like in 2025, half this lineup, no one listens to these people. These people haven't really dropped.
And you can go anywhere to listen to them. That's the thing. Like you don't need to go to
probably
Hey
experience
Neighbour.
them next week.
So why do we need to go to Pretoria to experience them? Like,
in a whole festival,
in a setting where you need to sleep there, camp. Why don't you camp to listen
camping
to
to go
these
listen
people?
to like. I don't even want to name drop.
Yeah, I don't want to name drop. I don't want to be a bad animal.
I'm so lazy to get calls.
But
But like, I'm actually not camping to see you perform. I'm actually so sorry.
Right.
Someone was like,
No.
Lanty spoke about Leon Thomas the one week, then he never
Yes,
announced him.
and
Now she
Kuli
speaks about
Chana,
Kuli.
and he's on.
But they were cooking Kuli. I said, you know what? I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I love Kuli.
Yeah.
But like, for him to be at Hey Neighbour, I get it. I wouldn't mind, but for the others, I got it. But then I started to see the others, and I was like, in fact, remove everyone.
That's my point. Is like Kuli Chana's not a bad man. Like he's a
not.
great artist.
But in
love
the
him so much.
context of the
but in the
show-
context of what they have sold to people and the price of those tickets.
Tickets for the whole weekend pass.
For the price of those tickets, I just want everyone to be guided. Let's
actually
all be for
guided.
real.
Me seeing a certain artist and then I'm seeing Doja Cat straight after.
But who are the headliners? It's Doja. Who else?
I don't know, Chumi. I only notice the people I'm there to see.
Okay, because that's why I wanted to find out, like, who is headlining the different days. Because
Is Leon Thomas a headliner or is just...
I've got one thing about me, I don't know anything about that festival.
But surely he's
I don't
not
wanna lie to you.
international. Maybe he's also
But
a
I don't
headliner.
think he's headlining.
so.
So that's why I'm like, maybe we must hold on a little while longer to see who you guys are going to drop. But also my thing is that it's so soon. If you haven't dropped your biggest headliners, like because people are going to
Literally.
sell their tickets, and people who are selling their tickets are so justified.
I think
'cause
it's
like,
fair.
I think it's in August, and we're in June. We're at the end of June now.
Chumi, I think
you only
this
have
is the
July.
lineup.
Yeah, you only have July to announce whoever's going to be headlining with Doja. Or maybe we're just not
Or
remembering who
Doja's
it is.
just the headline.
No, that's like insane. I think there's a headliner for every day, man. So maybe
That's what I'm thinking.
Leon
Leon
is one of
Thomas
them.
is one of them. But
But that's
who's the
insane.
third?
Sorry, Leon. Love you so much.
I
But
love
to
you down, but to
Hey
headline,
Neighbour,
not
no.
a lot of people know him that
Yes,
well.
he's a bit
for
niche.
him to be.
He's a bit
him at
niche.
once upon a time would make
Yes.
sense. But at Hey Neighbour,
No, too niche, I
I'm
think.
not sure about it. But I will try to be there for Doja Cat and Leon. But for everything else, Bandla, sorry,
Daisies right now with that Summer Walker thing is kind of eating. I don't want to lie to you.
they kind of up there with
They're
that.
kinda
They kind of
eating.
up there. Hey Neighbour, you came with a bang that 1 year. This year,
Yes.
I don't know what's happening. Budget.
Maybe it's budget. Maybe I guess people are not buying tickets.
People aren't. But we also last minute people as South Africans. Maybe some people
But
don't
the thing is, you
buy.
need to entice people with your headline. You need to entice us with the lineup. You can't
So that I can tanga.
That's what even with Daisies, they know now that you need to be announcing those people
so that
quite early
people can buy.
people can buy. We're not going to get
I'm
motivated
not
to buy
buying for the
anything.
announcements I'm seeing right now.
Like-
Keeping that money in my pocket. I don't know.
Guys.
Then Love Island, do you want to touch on it? There's so much.
There's
though.
so much as well. Damn, where did we leave it the last time? That's actually the question.
The last time, it was just before the...
Which one?
I don't know, but we can start from like when Jeremiah leaves. Just the
Okay, guys. Well,
highlights.
anyways, Jeremiah left.
7 days is a lot of
That's
days.
crazy that my king Jeremiah left. I feel like that dumping just before Casa was very unnecessary because just like
I
Why?
agree. Why?
and the way that the Islanders are treating the show now, it's giving very much Big Brother. It's giving very much Survivor. It's giving very much not a love show.
The
They
love
have
in the Love Island is not in the
It's
room.
not existent because I also don't get why they're making the Americans vote if the Islanders are going to have the opportunity to vote themselves.
get
because
people out,
the way
yes.
that they're voting is to suit their best interests and has nothing to do with the connections that are in the villa.
Exactly.
Which is why I feel like I'm slowly but surely de-investing my time in this season.
Same. Like
I'm
every
going to
season,
UK.
now I'm
Kancane.
like when Jeremiah left, I was like, okay, but now
That was like
Orlando's
insane
gone.
though, I feel like. Like letting Jeremiah leave is insane because he's a main character. You don't
In
let
the
the
show.
main characters leave so soon.
Austin was right there.
Yeah, Austin, he's not a main
Austin
character.
was right there.
Tell him to go.
Why is he still in my villa, please? I need Austin to go.
Get him
home.
out. And to be honest, I'm slowly believing the theory of Ace and Shelly trying to scam to win the show. I'm
think
so
so?
sorry. I am. Because even Shelly, now that we're in Casa more, I feel like she's not going to take a liking to this guy,
No.
although this guy makes so much sense for her.
More sense.
Ace is 22,
kinda
she's 27. Like, I also want us all to be for
guided.
real. Like, you see this beautiful chocolate man,
Tall, basketball
so
player.
handsome. Are you even really getting to know him? Like, you see how Sierra is doing it?
Yeah.
That's how I would think someone would
She's
get
supposed
there
to do
and
it,
like
yeah.
test their connection. Specifically with a guy like Ace who wasn't really trying to put in all his eggs in your basket in the
Yes.
sense that every single time a bombshell came in, he wanted to get to know them. Iris came in, he wanted to get to know her.
And that time he could have chosen you.
He could have
Amaya.
chosen you, he chose Amaya. And Raina came in, he was interested in her. But you go to a place, Casa Mall, you see someone who is your type to the T, and you're like,
no, please, let's be for real.
I just
also,
cannot,
Ace
I
getting
don't believe it.
Jeremiah out of that house. The jealousy and
They literally
he wanted
hated
to
him.
be Jeremiah.
They literally hated him.
Nick wanted to be Jeremiah. And then when he got Andrina, they were like, you know what? We're getting sick of this shit. We need him out. Guys, sorry.
It's so embarrassing. to be
Unfortunately,
honest.
his face card is sickening. The girls like him because he's a soft guy, soft
And look,
landing.
Kezameka on that show. He's actually hot. The rest of you niggas are not
The rest
hot.
of you,
Sorry.
Sorry. But they were just like, we can't stand it. We need to get you the fuck out of here. And for that, Nick, toodles.
Toodles. Even my Nicolandria ship, cancel that.
Oh, cancel
my
that ship.
subscription.
It's sinking,
I'm
Titanic.
out. But did you see at the end of the last, did you watch the end of the last
I
episode?
did, Chomi, and I'm like, what does this mean?
They're going to come back, but my point is, if they're coming back, you better bring Jeremiah back, and that is all I'm saying.
If you don't bring Jeremiah back, I'm going to be really pissed.
Guys, he was washing my eyes on that show.
Oh, now who am I looking at?
We're looking at the,
Pepe.
I guess the Casa Amor boys, but
Yeah.
Shelly's not going to recouple with that fine
She won't.
Negro.
But you know, the minute I saw him
she's
and I spoke to him,
boring
I'd be
me.
like, Ace, I hope you're ready to cry because I'm coming back with him.
There's no place he ain't going. He's
This
coming
is my man.
home with me.
And he's so about her and she's just like,
She's so, like, I'm sorry, I'm Jaja right now.
Nam, 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 judge.
And also, I don't think it's a situation where she doesn't genuinely want to get to know him.
No.
She's got her eye on the prize. That's why I feel like after season 6, I feel like these islanders saw the success of season 6 and thought, let me
They
come
want
on.
that
That's what
same
they
clout
want.
and
like,
attention
you're not going to
and-
get it because the thing with season 6 is it was so authentic. People got
Yep.
to fall in love with friendships, relationships. People's storylines were interesting.
Yeah.
This is not interesting.
It's not interesting at all.
You
And
guys
it looks
don't like each other.
Everything seems calculated. Like
Everything is.
Nothing's flowing. Nothing is. Let's just live it out. Everything is. Let's do this so it can work out like this. And da, da, da.
Yes.
Where are we on Big Brother? Like you said. Wrap
It's
it
too
up.
also heavily produced from the production side of things because
It
I
is.
feel like
They're losing the plots.
all these twists and turns, the Nicola Landry are coming, like, oh my gosh.
That scene where she opened the card. I was
so
like,
weird.
This is so performative. Like, ew.
They're making it
You're gonna make me
weird.
stop watching this shit.
No, they're making it very strange, and I hope the producers get a grip. Firstly, by bringing
Soon.
back Jeremiah, so we can all be at peace, so there can be peace in the
Justice for
world.
Jeremiah.
Justice for my black king. And then stop doing all these twists and turns like
Yes.
we heard. Even the fact that they had to do this recoupling situation. Keep it simple. Simplicity is important, guys.
I agree.
Don't fix what is not broken. But that Coco girl from Casamo, wow.
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 I've seen Beauty before.
I've seen Beauty
but
before.
That is a discovery.
What?
I said,
She looks like a doll. Like, she doesn't look real.
at all. Oh, Chummy, she's so stunning.
She's
If I
so
was the niggas in there, I'd
cute.
literally be like, I need her.
Her recoupling with
Immediately.
Ace, I'm like, interesting. If he actually stays with her and doesn't go back to Shady, I will be shocked. I'll be completely honest
Will
with
you?
you. But yes, Chomi, because Ace wants to win this game. Like,
Yeah,
you can
true.
see.
He's focused on the winning.
Chomi, did you even see the way that they didn't have any emotion when Jeremiah left? They were
Yes.
sobbing.
They literally-
when Nick left.
They were literally
I was
like,
like, you guys actually
Jeremiah
did
too,
hate him.
But with Nick,
Like, you did hate him,
They
actually.
hated him.
What a
That was
realization.
crazy.
I actually got sent an interview that Jeremiah recently did with the Vile Files. And he was saying like how he was actually for real realizing things when they dumped. He was like, you guys actually aren't fucking with
Hated
me.
me.
Like that's so
And for no
crazy.
reason. You guys hate him because he's bad.
And he was
basically.
like, they basically didn't like the way I was playing the game. But like, why does he have to play the game you want to play
why
the game?
don't you play the game the way you want to play
That's the next problem, is that they're too focused on the next couple. Worry about yourself.
Worry about yourself. Why are you worried about what Jeremiah's doing with Huda and Andrina, etc.? Focus on yourself and Shady and all these other people, because it's all these other people.
No, and all these other people. My thing is like, that's the craziest part to me. It's like, you guys, that's where the downfall I think is also coming. They're too invested in the next couple. It's, Ace is still doing it now. You always talking about Taylor and all that. Shut
Where
the hell
are
up.
you?
Like,
Ace
shut
was supposed to
up.
go to another show, okay? Because he likes to be conniving and
Yep, he was supposed to go to Survivor.
Who's the Millionaire?
He was supposed to go to Survivor. Yes.
Survivor, Who's the Millionaire? One of these shows. This dating shit for him.
Yes, I don't think he's there. He's not. He's actually not there for love. You can
He's not.
see it's
He is
clear as
22
day.
though,
But
also.
Olandria and Taylor, if Olandria doesn't let go of that cowboy dream,
When she was like, but I miss my man, and Taylor misses his horses.
I don't want to lie to you. No.
No,
Like
same. Now I'm like Olandria.
She was at my number one spot. Like, she was my favorite girl. But now I'm just
Same.
like, I think right now, it's giving. And at the end, like, I felt really bad for her when she was leaving. She's like, oh, I really want to be loved. Da, da, da. But I'm like, I get that. But at the same time, you're too stuck in your ways
Yes.
to be able to actually see what's out there. And I think
She's
that's
too-
also the reason why she's not being able to find someone. It's not a case of there's no one
You're
out there. It's like,
spitting.
you're too much
This is how
stuck in
my
your way.
things
My
work,
man
so
needs to
it's
be
go
like this, this, this. Even if
I
you
don't
have
like
no
physical
chemistry
first.
with
Yes.
even if you have no chemistry with Taylor, you'd rather push things with him just because you want this idea of living on a farm and eating
Slow
plums. And,
burning and
oh my gosh, hang it up.
Olandria,
girl. Like,
on your feet, baby girl.
On your
If you come
feet.
back, I hope you come back on your feet, not on your knees.
No,
'Cause
I
right
agree,
now,
I agree.
especially for Taylor. Oh, man.
But even now,
anyway.
when she was saying that, when there was that option, like she was gonna go home if she didn't recouple with a boy, she didn't even try to get to know any of the
No.
guys. That's why I was like, go home.
That's
babe.
another thing. Even I wasn't shocked that she went home. I was
Yeah.
like sad because love her down, yes. But I was like,
Yes.
you did this to yourself. You literally didn't even try.
Amaya was working.
Amaya was
Okay.
twirling to be chosen, and they chose her. Zach said, because you actually tried.
And the thing is, I don't even think Amaya, she's not even a pick-me girl. She was
No,
doing it because
she's
she's
not.
like,
She's
I
doing
need
it
to
'cause-
stay in for right now.
They said, give me 24 hours. I'm doing it in the
I was like,
24
Olandria,
hours.
in as much as I love you, you have to go home because you're not trying.
Yeah. So she has to take that out.
Yeah.
Love you loads, but like Uzenzi, like, girl. I don't know.
Made your
now.
bed line.
But right now, Love Island USA on my books.
And I am watching UK. It's yes, that's
haven't
coming.
started
But I think my
UK
problem is that I
yet.
keep comparing them, and I need to just watch UK to watch it. And it's not a bad show if I watch it
Yeah.
objectively. It's
Well, I
not
think
bad.
now it'll be easier because USA is going down.
Yeah, no, true.
It'll be
It's
easier.
doing my head in.
But yeah, again, we can talk about it all day, but like, Cassandra, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it. Guys, the last pop culture we're going to talk about is the Tefelo
Tefelo.
situation, right? If you guys don't know it, it's gone very viral on TikTok. It's about this young lady. Her name is Tefelo. I don't know what her surname is, but I guess we'll put a little snippet
Something.
so that you guys can see. She basically did a video, and she started off the video saying that if you participate in hookup culture, basically like you have sex with men who
Multiple
are
men.
multiple men, you lack self-worth, right? And that last pop culture is going to go into our topic of the
day.
week. We're going to be talking about hookup culture, basically sexuality in your 20s. And yeah, we're basically going to start off by, I'll share what my views were on the video.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was very interesting how everyone was very divided, but also I was like very
I get
fair
it,
because
yeah.
there's two kind of sides to the
To
coin,
this,
right?
yeah.
The video also was just a reminder to me that I don't like making that big sister type content on social media platforms because I really don't like advice from people.
Yeah.
Like, I want to. I really
I
don't
swear
like
the podcast. We don't like advice
as in,
from
like I
people.
don't like unsolicited advice. Like
Oh,
I'm
same.
scrolling on my thing and then
And now
you're
you're
just
telling me,
advising
you're a whore, girl.
Like, whoa. Literally,
I don't know
I was
about
watching
that.
Jackson's podcast and she said that and I was like, I'm the exact same
That's so
actually.
fair,
Like,
yeah,
and you
same.
find the advice to Vale and JSpace and Niki
Out of
advice.
nowhere,
Come,
uh-huh.
bruh, like,
to
unless
your
I
friends.
asked, don't give me advice.
Agreed.
But basically in the video, what stood out to me and what a lot of people, like the one side of the coin was basically like, but there's nothing that she said that was wrong. Basically, you guys are just fighting for the right to have sex with multiple people. That's what you guys are doing. The other side of the coin is like, what does it have to do with you, what the next woman does with her body?
Yep.
All of these different things come back to the fact that this mindset and I feel like this way of thinking is rooted in misogyny because
Patriarchy.
it literally has a lot to do with the fact that to say something like you lack self-worth because you have sex with multiple men is going off the idea that my having sex with multiple men is what I place my value in.
Yes.
Like my value is
placed
in
in that.
sex. And like
That's
to
not
think
the
that
case.
everyone views it that way, because
Is
you
insane.
view it that way. Your value is tied to sex. But you can't tell other people that that is because you lack self-worth, that is why you have sex with multiple people. You can have low self-worth and have sex with multiple people. You can have sex with multiple people and have high self-worth. Like, those things are mutually exclusive and they can also be the same.
1000%.
You don't have to have low self-worth to have sex with multiple people.
The one doesn't work with the other.
Yes.
Like, they actually have nothing to do with each other.
Yes, and all these things, even though you, like I heard in the video, she said, no, but I'm not just talking about women, I'm always talking about, I'm also talking about men, we view you the same. But for me, it's like, I feel like we're also adding you men is also an afterthought. You're speaking to women in this thing, you're saying
And
that.
you know women are listening
You know
to
women,
this.
and your content is, she
For
says that her
women,
her content is for women, really. So you're speaking to women. That is who this video is
and
targeted
that's what you want them to hear.
That's what you want them to hear. So I was just like, this is very problematic because, yeah, you are basically saying that a woman's worth is tied to that. And I feel like that is so problematic because it now, it just taps into so many other things that are like also now like a product of purity culture. It also ties into rape culture. There's a lot of things to...
It's a dangerous thing to say.
It's a very dangerous, I feel like, thing to say because it's just like, that is not how, just because it's how you view sex. That is not how everyone
else
views sex.
views sex.
Yeah.
Agreed. And also, like, for me, the biggest thing was like, you actually can't force me to live my life a certain way in terms of sex and men, whatever. Because it works for you with your one boyfriend that you live with. That's what works for you. And it's almost like she's saying, since this is what works for me, I think this is what would work for all women because it makes me feel like I'm more of a kept woman.
Yeah.
I'm more respected because I sleep with one man every day. That's you, and that's what makes it. That's how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
But for me, perhaps maybe that's not what I want.
Yeah.
Maybe for me, I want to explore my options. I want to see what's out there. And obviously, I get there's like a thin line between having my options open and seeing what's out there versus just sleeping around, whatever, right? But there's no one that's better than the other. Me as the girl who's exploring my options, keeping my options open, wanting to see what I like, what I don't like, and you dating one guy, I think that's fine.
It's the same because even as you're saying, whether you are just having sex with your boyfriend or I'm having sex with multiple men, everyone's having sex. It's the same.
The sex is happening.
I watched a TikTok that was like, because you feel like you're better because you're only having sex with your boyfriend, right? And the next person is having sex with people that are not their boyfriend. So you can have 5 boyfriends this year. You'll feel better than a girl who had sex with 5 different people just because they aren't her boyfriend. Is that what you're saying?
But you both had sex with 5 people.
You both had sex with 5 people. They just one had the label that was your boyfriend. The other one didn't. You had sex with 5 people. And the thing is, that's why it's so problematic because, and that's why I said this is innately male-centered because in a man's eyes, you both had sex with 5 people.
It's the same thing. And then to bring it back to the self-worth thing, Tolu, to me, who had the sex with the 5 people with no boyfriend, Tolu, it's my self-esteem and whatever's high and mighty. And then you could have your 5 boyfriends that you've slept with and your self-esteem is lower than mine.
That's my point. Like, the self-esteem thinking in
it has nothing to do because we've both slept with 5 niggas. Like, it has nothing to do with how we feel about ourselves as people. So we need to not even link those things. And that's what I don't like is she's capturing little girls with that thing to say. It's a self-worth thing. It's a how you present yourself and how people see you. And she even said something like, I've never spoken to someone that said they used to hook up with people in the past and they don't regret it. I said, am I one of the people? Perhaps. Because personally, I don't.
Just because you haven't spoken to people, that doesn't mean they don't exist.
Exactly. The people exist, such as me. I went through that phase. It was great. Kept it moving. I learned what I learned from it. Can you shame me for it? Absolutely not. So you can't say such a broad statement because someone else is going to listen to that and say, yo, that means I'm going to look back and regret it. Perhaps I shouldn't do it. You might not regret it. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, don't do it if you don't want to do it. Don't do it if you're not comfortable doing it. It's like, that's the main thing you need to think about it. Don't do it if you're not comfortable doing it. And I feel like the conversation would have been a lot better had she come from a point of view of trying to educate people on hookup culture. These are the risks that come with hookup culture. These are, because even with me, it's not something that I would be like, oh my gosh, guys, go ahead, do our sex.
Yes.
Because there's a lot, specifically in this country, like there's a lot of dangers that come with it.
Yes.
I feel like that could have been the angle that she decided to take. However, the angle I feel like came in a way that was a little bit shaming, and it was kind of like ubukela bantu pansi in the sense that you guys don't have self-worth. And
especially in the follow-up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The follow-up video now comes in. You guys think you're the same as me and have sex with my boyfriend. You live with your boyfriend and you're 22.
Yeah, keep
and the
it.
thing is, when we're looking at purity culture, you can't say the reason why people are upset now. The people who are upset is like it looks like throwing stones in a glass house.
In a glass house, it does.
You live with your boyfriend at a young age, which in the realm of purity culture looks very much like you're doing things wrong. It's inappropriate. Yeah. You guys are not married. You're doing married things when you're in a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. There's a lot of things. It's like you can't cast a stone if you're in a glass house.
Exactly.
Babe. Like, you're also not following the steps that misogyny has laid out for us as a woman. So why can you say that? Do you lack self-worth?
Exactly. Oh, let's wake that up.
Do you
and
like
also,
it
also to me shows that we all doing what we feels right at the time. Right now, you feel like it's right to stay with your partner at 22, Nikki Pitile. To you, that's fine. To you guys, and it's fine. For me, if I'm doing the hookup culture thing, that's what feels right in the moment. If somewhere down the line, I'm like, you know what, perhaps that's not the greatest idea, and maybe you should be more strict with yourself, whatever it may be, I'll do that. But like, same way you might look back one day, God forbid for you, look back one day and be like, maybe I shouldn't have lived with a partner so young,
exactly.
whatever. You'll learn.
It's hindsight.
It's hindsight, right? So no one's doing things where it's like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing it anyway. You're doing what feels right at the time. It's the decision you want to make. That's fine. So same way you've made that decision, other women are making that decision as well. But I do agree in the sense that she did touch on this a little bit, where she said, if you're going to partake in hookup culture and stuff like that, you don't know this man, you don't know where he comes from, you need to protect yourself, you might fall pregnant, ruining your future, all those things, completely agree. But like the way she said it and the context in which she said it, the condescending tone, the tone of, I'm doing better because I'm doing it this way, you guys are worse because you're doing it this way, that's where it gets lost. But I feel like if the focus was, the reason I'm saying don't do hookup culture is because these are the dangers. 100%, we agree.
Or just like the reason I wouldn't recommend hookup culture. Because whatever they want to do. Exactly. You can just say, these are the reasons I would not recommend participating in hookup culture. Safety, pregnancy, no one can fault you on that because all those are valid reasons. And if anyone gets offended by that, you're offended by the truth. And unfortunately, that unfortunately is the reality of the situation. But I agree. Like for me, it's a situation with exploring your sexuality. I feel like it's important, but it's not important to go all the way and do it. Necessarily participate in hookup culture, because I always feel like these things benefit men more than they benefit women.
1000%.
Because you're just in the situation whereby you feel the society looks at you in a different way and don't look at men who do the exact same thing in a bad way. That's why it's like, if you want to participate in these things, you need to be very sure of yourself and very much like confident in your decisions and safe in your decisions, because it only ever negatively affects women. Men who participate in hookup culture, I don't even think they even call it anything. They just do it.
They're just living their life.
That's just their normal day.
And like on that point, not only does it favor men more than women in terms of like just in society and things like that, even on the emotional and like mental growth side of things, I hope I'm reading this right, I feel like, as someone who's gone past that era, I feel like the danger of hookup culture when you're young as a female is that's when you're very vulnerable and your emotions are all over the place. So for you, you're hooking up whatever, but then you're most likely to go home and like end up depressed, or you might end up your self-esteem might get lower because this guy's not texting you back. He's now not calling you. He's using you just for the sex. You're realizing 2 weeks later, all you cared about was to get my panties. He's keeping it moving in life. He's fine. But in your young mind, you're like, why is he not choosing me? Or did I give it up too early? You start questioning so many things.
Yeah.
Whereas in your head, you thought you were just hooking up. But the aftermath for us as women is way more
It's
detrimental
so much
mentally
more.
and emotionally than it is for men, because
Yes.
there's so many questions going through your mind where even if you see him out in like 2 weeks and the last time you saw him was when you were in his bedroom and he requested for you, he's just gonna be like, he's just gonna be like, oh hey, good to see you. Da, da, da. In your mind,
Guys,
you're
close
gonna
that
be
window.
like,
Close that fucking window.
trigger warning right now. You're gonna be like, oh my God, he hates me, he used me. Da, da, da. All these things are going through your mind, whereas he's keeping and pushing. So that's another thing to young girls out there.
Yes.
As much as I've said this before in the podcast, as much as I'm very open to explore, figure yourself out, what do you like sexually, which guys are you into, sure, but be guided, because as women, emotionally and mentally, we deal with it in a way different way. Whereas with a nigga, he's gonna wake up and keep it pushing and sleep with the next person.
I absolutely agree. Like that for me is the biggest thing also just about like having relations with people who are not necessarily having any sort of commitment towards you.
Yep.
The emotional gymnastics you will do
Oh.
in those situations will really make you feel like, is this actually worth it?
Yep.
Like, is this
Is it
worth it? I'm
And
not
most likely
sure.
not.
Because really and truly, as she said, like men can push pee after. And I'm not
Yes.
saying that women can't. This is not to say that there are
Yeah.
no women who can experience these type of situations and just push pee in the.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying is if we're doing the stats essay, unofficial stats essay. The unofficial stats
It's leaning
essay,
more on the nigga
it's
side than it
leaning
is on our
more
side.
on the men's side. And I promise you, and I've seen this like throughout my life, whether it was in varsity, after,
Same.
whatever, guys, it will always do a number on the
the
girl,
ladies.
okay?
And another thing is like,
Specifically when you're young.
I think also you need to be realistic also to say, if you meet a guy and you guys make an agreement to say, we're just having fun here, right? You need to be sure if you are really having fun. Because as women, I always say this, we like to agree to things, then you change your mind halfway. Because you think you can change a nigga. You guys start having fun, you start to realize you have
Oh,
chemistry.
you don't
it's
even
funny.
change it because you think you're going to change him. You just change him because now you start to... The thing is, having sex with someone...
You're getting to know
you're
at the same
getting to
time.
know. Also, I low-key do believe in soul ties. Not even low-key, I do believe in them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also why sometimes women, or not even women, just people who are having sex, men and women having sex with each other, men and men, women and women, that intimacy that you guys have when you're having sex, I feel like it does something.
There's an exchange.
It is an
Even if
exchange.
it's an energy
Yes.
exchange. So, what was the point I wanted to make? Oh,
sorry. And I cut you off. I'm a bad animal.
No, you're right. I was saying, like, you need to know if this nigga decides, or let me rather say, if you feel like you're going to catch at some point, will you be able to handle the fact that he's still keeping it with what you guys agreed to, and you need to nip it in the bud? Because there's that thing of, we both agree with, we're just going to have a good time, you know, call me after the club. Then the next thing, the tone starts to change, or you're seeing each other more than you should, or you're texting more than you should. Then now it starts to feel like maybe a situationship, or you kind of vibing or whatever. That's where the danger comes in, because he, in his mind, he's still on the, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
And that's when the conversation of us Jordy comes up, where you start whining about something and he's like, us Jordy, but he's moving with the benefits
of umjolo.
Of umjolo, where he
Yeah.
gets to be at your place for longer, you're cooking him breakfast in the morning, you're doing all these things.
Yeah.
He loves that, of course, but he still knows we're hooking up.
Yeah.
Then when you decide to while about something, of course he's going to come back and say, us Jordy, because that's the agreement we
But
made.
that's always my thing with hookup culture. And if you're just going to be having sex with someone, I will always say that, like, firstly, don't see each other more than you need to be seeing each other.
Agreed.
Nip that after you
Don't
do what you need
communicate
to do.
outside of
There's
it.
no need to go on a date.
No.
There's no need to
Texting.
make him a breakfast. There's no need to do all of that stuff. Obviously, treat each other with respect and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. But I feel like once you start to move that goalpost and you start teetering on the line of doing dating people things, that's where
That's where you're gonna
the
take an
danger
L.
comes in. Because for sure, 100%, for definite sure, that man will ask you when you start whiling, when
Us
did I
Jordan,
say
Jay.
you are my girlfriend?
We're just having fun.
I literally never said that.
And of course, he's not going to stop you from doing the benefits.
You see,
He won't
so
stop
that's
doing
the
this.
problem. And also, like, that thing that men do of being like, yeah, let's be exclusive. He's not being exclusive, get mind you.
He's
He just wants to
not.
make sure you are.
But there's also
So-
that thing of love bombing where a man, we have to acknowledge it, a man will come in strong and you're thinking, okay, so good and well, and you thinking...
Strong in terms of?
As in, like, he's courting you. Like,
Okay.
now it's not hookup culture. Now
Okay,
it's,
okay.
he's courting you. He's doing all the right things, right? So you thinking, God down, we can take it to the next step, which is,
Sex,
sister, have
yeah.
frying the chips.
Frying chips.
Then you fry those chips. Once he's fried the chip, then afterwards he's like, in fact, I'm fine with this.
But you know one thing about men, they will do that. They will
that.
put in all the effort that is necessary
To get to the
just
chips.
so that they can. Guys, even if you do 90-day rule, 30-day, that's why I feel like in life, those rules that we grew up learning about, like in TV shows.
Yes.
What's that other movie, Think Like a Man?
Think Like a Man,
when they were
yes.
talking about the 90-day rule. I'm like, yeah, me, 90-day rule. Like, I'm not good. Then I was like, a man can do 90-day rule
He
with
can
you.
do the 90
and then
days
after the 90
and
days, you have sex.
disappear. A man will always lead with the intention that he came in with. If my
Yes.
intention is to have sex with
Yep.
you, if I have to jump through hoops, eat an alligator, whatever it
Yes.
has to be, I'm going to do those things
Yes,
to get to
just
those
to
chips.
do what I need to
the
do.
The process we won't derail him.
Yes,
Whether-
that's what I feel like was a like a wake up call for me growing up. Is like people will say and do whatever is necessary
Yes.
just to get what they want, and then after that, sayonara, cutie.
Because you could meet a nigga where you do the 90-day rule, you guys do your thing, and it doesn't work out, or it works out.
Yeah.
Or you could be a situation where I sleep on you in the first night, and it works out.
Yeah, that's my point. So it
because his
doesn't-
intention
Ika, but do what you
is
want.
really what leads here. Because I could have sex with him tonight, but it could work out because his intention was to be with me and
Yep.
date me. But if his
Exactly.
intention is just to fry the chips, I can take 365 days, and it
Yeah.
won't work.
I think that's so true because I feel like those things are all just made in a way to kind of make women not feel comfortable in their sexuality. Don't have sex on the first date. Don't do this until this has happened. You need to wait 90 days. You need to. I feel like all those things are made just to make you feel like you need to be
Move a
worthy
certain way.
also of having a man, or the man needs to be worthy, or whatever needs to happen so that that can happen. Whereas it
1000%.
also needs to be realized, like sometimes you guys go on that date, the chemistry was electric, and it is what it is,
And it
and it
is what
happened,
it is.
and whatever the case is. Not to say that you should, not to advocate for anything, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying that I feel like people should do what makes them feel comfortable. Women should
Agreed.
be comfortable enough to do what makes them feel comfortable. All these rules about can't kiss on the first date, you can't sleep with someone on the first date. You need to. Oh my gosh, why do women have so many rules? These rules never apply to men.
And funny enough that you bring that up, I saw an interview of Kiki Palmer this week where she was like, why is it that with women, there's this rule where women have to date up?
I saw that. I literally
Why
saw that
can't,
interview.
in the context of
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey and her partner, because they're not married,
Yeah, it's dead men.
people saying, Gucci, why is it that Oprah's such a successful woman, but her husband's like average? First of all, damn, she's Oprah. He's not working. He's working with a lot.
Also, like, why does
He
he have
is
to be
successful
like
in his
Oprah?
own right. But her point was to say, and so what? It's like not to say, date a bum, whatever. But
Yeah.
if, let's say I wanted to, I'm a rich woman and I'm like, I want to date a simple 9-to-5 guy
Yeah.
who drives this nice car, has a 2-bedroom apartment, but I have a townhouse, I have 2 cars, let's
Yeah.
say. I think that's okay, but
Yeah.
with women, it's frowned upon to be
And
like,
Kiki was like, the thing is, a man can't bring me money. Money's not going to do anything for me. I have my own money. So
I have money, yeah.
For me, it's not a point of thinking when I'm dating, because I have my own money. So let's take money off the table. What else can you
What
give me?
else can you
The only problem
bring?
with the Kiki one is that I hope you're not talking about your baby father.
yeah, because they're
plunder, my angel.
We're not going to support you on that one.
Yeah, and that's the thing is what people were saying. They were like, you're looking for excuses as to why you
For
were with
why you have
man.
that
And
man.
no, because I also don't want us to now equate Stedman and this man, because
it's not the same.
It's not the
thing.
same.
He's still a successful man.
Yes.
Oprah's just a billionaire.
Yes,
But
I definitely get her points. I get what
Same.
she's trying to say, because there are different standards for women. Like women,
In
we are
general.
always supposed encouraged to date up, which
Yes.
I stand by it
Same.
personally.
I will
but
be dating
it's
up.
not by force. Like if a
Yes.
woman doesn't choose to do it, she
That's
has agency.
fine.
It's her
That's her
life.
choice.
Like literally, everyone has their own lives. I wanted to ask you, what is your thoughts on staying in this topic of what we've been talking about, sexuality, the whole conversation of body counts? Because I know it's always a topic of conversation all the
Yeah.
time. What's the this? What's the that?
Yeah.
Because I've noticed in dating, people love having the conversation on social media. No one has that conversation in real
In
life.
actual real life.
No one actually cares in real life. So, what are your thoughts on it? Because I've never ever asked someone what theirs is. Also
Yeah.
because I know that A, you're probably lying. B,
Of course.
and valid. Because why am I asking you that?
I actually don't. Yeah, I don't need to know that.
Yeah, and also why am I asking that? B, I said you're lying. What's the other one?
You lie.
Or like you, no, you
Just
you are only
lies.
lying. Or
Everywhere it's lies.
yeah, or you're not lying, and maybe you are lessening the number, which is I guess lying as well. But still, like, what's the point? I don't see the relevance in asking someone that question because
I also don't get it.
what are you gonna do once they tell you?
Here's my take on a body count, right? If I've slept with 20 people before I dated you and started sleeping with you, I've still had sex at the end of the day. It doesn't change anything. If I've had sex with 20 people or with 5 people, I've had sex.
Or sex with 5 people 4 times each.
It's still,
it's 20
literally,
in the end.
it's just sex at the end of the day. Same way, if I've eaten ice cream 10 times, when I have ice cream tomorrow, I've experienced having ice cream. Like, it doesn't mean like I'm going to be better at eating ice cream or worse at it. Like, to me, it just doesn't matter. If I meet someone and he's like, I've slept with 150 women, am I going to be like, that's so crazy? Maybe, but like, is it going to change what's happening between us?
That's what I wanted
No.
to say, actually. I said the other thing is that if you give me a number that's scary, I am going to look at you.
I'm going to look at you
I'm supposed
sideways to be like,
that's my double standard.
I was so heavy.
But like,
It is my
sorry,
double standard.
that's why don't tell me. Ikebo, do not tell me.
Don't tell me because I'm gonna be like,
I am
oh.
going to look at you sideways and be like, oh.
That's quite a high number. But when I'm having sexual relations with you as my boyfriend,
Yes.
those 150 people have nothing to do with the situation.
Exactly. But my thing is, for if you're telling a man as a woman, like, there's no right number to say. So that's
they
why
want you
it's
to
like,
say 1
don't
or
say
0.
Yeah, they want you to say 0, 1. So Ikebo, don't ask.
I think let's not talk about it at all. Even like
agree.
in dating, in any time it's ever come up, the conversation is always, let's not talk about it.
Oh,
Because
for me, it's been a joke.
unnecessary.
Like, we bring it up as a joke because I know you're never going to tell me the actual
You're
number,
never gonna
brother.
tell me.
I know
And
you're
don't.
never going to. Unfair. Never tell me.
Don't
I
tell
don't want to
me.
know. Even if I ask you, I don't want to know. Like,
I need you to be like, I know you really want to know, but I don't want to tell you.
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
we've only
fine.
ever had a banterous conversation about it with people because it's just like, citing the information.
I guess it's that whole notion of, especially with men, misogyny, all of that. As women, if you've slept with a certain number of men, you're a whore.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Does that have anything to do with how good of a partner I am to you, how good of a wife I am to you, just because I slept with, let's say, 20 people? I don't think so. Like, yes, sex is great and it does have something to do with our relationship and our marriage. However, it has nothing to do with how I act in my marriage, how I show up in my marriage. All those niggas are in the past somewhere, somehow.
And my thing is, if you feel like it is going to affect our marriage or the way that you look at me, Ikebo, leave me alone, king. Like,
We're
and
gonna
that's-
have to keep it moving.
No, and I feel like that's even okay. For me, it's like, fine, if that is how you as a person want to define how good of a person I am, that's fine.
True, if you're gonna
Go
define
and
how
find
good I am
someone
based on your body count.
And that's what I'm saying, that's fine. Go and find yourself someone who hasn't had sex, who's saving themselves for marriage, and you guys are going to be equally yoked in your relationship.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
You guys are compatible.
Yes, you guys are compatible. You and I are just not compatible.
We're not
bro.
compatible, and I'm
Like,
sorry. And
I'm sorry to say.
There's nothing I can do about
Yeah.
it. And that's another thing is that, let's say we go on a date, we get to know each other, everything's great.
Yeah.
We say maybe 6 months down the line, the body count thing comes up. I just can't
That's
wrap my
so
head around the
nice.
fact that now you're going to discard that whole 6 months because I've told you this number of bodies that I've had. The two don't correlate to me.
Especially if you've been having sex with me this whole time. Sweetie, you're in the body count now. You're in
You
the number.
in it.
So
That's one.
the number's increasing. So please, brother. Literally, either way, buddy, we together and you love me. So what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, no, the body count.
You can't
thing
erase
was
all
there.
these 1,000 people. You can't.
You can't.
all these thousands of people.
You can't erase them. They've had it. We've had it. Let's keep it moving. There's
No, for
nothing to do
sure.
with my character.
Again, I feel like it's another ways to shame women, and I feel like as women, we are already so shamed by the public, by men, by elders, by so many
Yeah.
other entities. I would so wish that we would not do it to each other. Like
I
we
agree.
actually. Should stand together and be like, you know what? As women, if we're going to say we're feminists, we need to stand on business and be serious about the feminism. And allow other women to express feminism in the way that makes them feel comfortable. Like, we can't say that we are feminists if we don't allow women to explore their sexuality freely. That is a part of feminism.
It is.
That is a part of feminism.
True.
And I feel like women shouldn't feel like sex is happening to them. They are also a part of the process of having sex. So
same way a woman can also
Yes.
just want sex from a guy.
100%.
Why is that insane? Like, people will be like, oh, he's going to use you just for sex. What if Nam Ngam uses Susan? I will be useful in
It's
this
literally
room.
just the theory and the thought that a woman needs to be pure, she needs to be this and that. And unfortunately, or fortunately, that's not how it is. That is 2025.
It goes back also what we were saying earlier, like how it's like men are saying you're more wife material, for example, if your body count is lower. But it's like, are you then husband material? Why do we not have those conversations?
Thank you. And also,
are you husband
it's
material?
going off you are assuming I want to be a wife.
Why do you think I want to be a wife?
Why do you think I want to be a wife? And
I must
two,
perform
why do I
for
have to be
you.
your wife?
Thank you.
Like,
also, what if how you are right now is not husband material?
Thank
for
you.
me?
Men have. Do you ask yourselves those
Do you
questions?
ask yourself if you're husband material?
Jembu
You're
Funi
so
wife material.
focused on the fact that women need to be wife material. I think let's focus on if you're husband material.
Thank you.
I think, and I'll worry about myself.
No, for sure.
Everyone
What are
is worried
you
about
doing
themselves.
to make sure that you are husband material for the wife that you want? And I always feel like, as a person, you need to move in the way that a person that you would want back, if that makes sense. Like, move the way that you would want your partner to want their person to move like. So that's my thing, is you want a woman to be pure, to be this and that. So do you not think a woman who is pure this and that would want a man who is also pure this and that?
And
Do
I
you
saw
not
a
think
TikTok
that,
the other
ever?
day that was like, when you look at the type of woman that men want, that's like actually I'm reading this wrong. When we look at the type of man that we want, actually, it's the average woman. So, for example, you want a man who, let's say, exercises, maybe average body count, works really hard, goes to church, eats well, maybe doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, right? For us, finding a man like that is rare, but finding women like that, there's a plethora of that. So it's like, how isn't it insane to me that men look for these women, and it's actually so much easier for them to find. But for us, it's so much harder, but they have the most to say.
They do. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a man, also ask yourself, are you meeting the type of woman that you want at her level? Are you meeting her at her level? You want them to be all these things. Can you match up to her? Can you even?
And in most cases, no.
Yeah, you can't uphold these standards that you want for women. So how's about firstly look internally? What type of man are you to want that type of woman you want?
Thank you.
What type of guy are you to want what you want?
It's like when men are like, and I've spoke about this before, when men are like, I want small waist, big ass, at that time, your belly is huge. But you're so strict on you want a girl with a flat tummy and a big ass. How are you looking? Are you taking care of yourself, but you want a woman who takes care of herself?
Have you had water this week?
Have you? No, you probably had Hennessy every morning.
Every single day. Red Bull.
Red Bull and Hennessy.
The monster.
I think we need us to look into this. Another thing I wanted to ask you, just to wrap up quickly, is this hookup culture thing. How do you feel about it in terms of, or rather, let me say, do you think men use it as an excuse to suck as men, basically? Like, almost like, I don't want to put my best foot forward and be the guy who courts and buys flowers, So the easiest way to label this is to just call it hooking up.
I mean, again, it goes
Do you
back
think
to
like they use it as to be lazy?
That's what I was gonna say. It goes back to what you were saying about a man moves the way he intends to finish with you, in the sense that if he comes to you with the intention of just having sex with you, that's all it's gonna be. Whether he takes you on 15 dates, 13 dates, at the end of the day, he doesn't want to wife you. He just wants to have sex with you. So I feel like it goes back to that. Like, a man who is serious about his intentions with you will not just use it as a hookup culture thing, because you'll actually know what it takes to make you his girlfriend. Whereas someone who is just looking for sex, okay, let me not say they'll make it known in the beginning, because as I've said, men will, a lot of them don't actually, because they also know that women don't just want you to come up to them and be like, by the way, I just want to have sex with you. And the thing is, women say that they want it, but at the same time, like,
do you?
You really do. No woman
don't.
wants a guy to just be like, I just want us to have sex. And every single time it's happened, like, To me, if I've been in a situation where a man is like that, I'm like, don't ever piss me off like that.
I'm more than that. I need you
Like-
to see me more than just bums.
Yes, like for you to even say it to me is an insult, to be honest with you.
Because you thought about saying it and then you thought you could come to me and say it.
Like, don't piss me off today. But my point is that, a man who who just wants to have sex will still mask it as that. So I don't feel like it's an excuse for a man to be lazy, because men are not lazy even in the courting to just have sex.
True. But for example, my take is that some men use it to be lazy because, for example, I want to date as certain girl, right? And she's going to cook me breakfast in the morning. I want the dating benefits, but I don't want to do that.
You mean like situationship vibes?
Basically, like we're going to do the dating thing, but my excuse for not putting my best foot forward is because I don't want to, but I still want the benefits. So I'm just going to say, let's just hook up.
Yeah, but that's when, as ladies, we need to stand on business about
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because
then
they do nothing.
Yes,
and you do everything.
Yeah,
but he wants the everything.
That's the thing, is like, we need to be more strict about what we want as women. If it is a situation where you just want the sex and whatever the case is, you don't have to give men the benefits of doing the breakfast and the dating things. But then also I'm like, sometimes as girls, you just want someone to be there. You don't really want a boyfriend. You just want someone
You literally just want someone.
You just want someone to hang out with. Yeah. So that's why I'm also like, I don't know, to be honest.
I feel like this whole, even when we decided on this topic, I was like, this whole hookup culture thing, there's potential to be dragged in the comments even, because I think it's so 50-50. Like,
the thing is with me though, I stand on what I said or what we've both been saying about whether you want to drag us or not. You need to, the truth of the matter is, the truth of it, that's not debatable. This is all based on the fact that you guys are attaching a woman's worth to how many men she's had sex with and who she's having sex with, and the fact that she's not having sex with that person who is labeled as a boyfriend or that is the truth of the matter. That's the core of
this whole thing.
And you can't tell me that that my worth is attached to sex. You can't force me to think that.
No way.
You literally can't force me. If I say that's not what my worth is attached to, that's not what it's attached to. And what I'm telling you is that the only reason you think like that is because of misogyny, things like purity, things like religion. Those are what you're basing it off of.
Yes.
That's the truth.
100%.
Sorry.
Actually, all in all, what Zama just said.
Yeah, that's the truth.
All in all, what Zama just said.
Yeah,
and
it's not even an opinion. Like, that is the truth.
That is the truth. And the umbrellas of that, I guess, is then opinion of how we all feel. Comment down below.
The nuance is then opinion.
The base of it, it is what it is.
And it ain't what it ain't. Like, I'm sorry.
Do you, queens?
But just be safe. In whatever you do, be safe and don't do things that don't make you feel comfortable.
And take care of your mental as well. Like the point I was making earlier, to say, don't put yourself in a situation where a man's walking all over you, or now you're going to bed sad, depressed because he's not calling you, because
you're doing all those mental gymnastics. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Avoid that. It's not a nice feeling. I think all of us as girls have been there. It's not a nice feeling. If you can avoid it, avoid it. But in Pilo, guys, not everything's going to go right.
And
also,
the thing
you're going to make mistakes.
Sometimes to go is to see. Sometimes
you
have
to
a
be
practical
dribbled.
example. Like, sometimes
you have to be dribbled.
To do a prank.
It's okay, and it builds character, guys. Being dribbled builds character.
Yeah, it does.
So sometimes let it happen, keep it pushing.
And so just for my app,
dating and all of this will never be perfect.
100%.
Like, there's no blueprint to follow. We all just trying our best. Even us at 28, I was what's against but
Siyazama, at the end of the day, uzama, Charles. So, guys, we're going to get into our dilemmas for the week. If you guys don't already know, we have a segment called Dilemmas, I guess, where we answer your guys' dilemmas. You guys can send us your dilemmas on our page, because we said so podcast. It'll be on the screen right now, so you guys can go send us your dilemmas. And if you guys feel like you have better advice for our boosties, please leave that in the comments. Okay. First one says, hey guys, I need a bit of advice. I'm 28, a business owner, and currently studying too. I'd like to believe I'm doing pretty well for myself. Recently, I went through a breakup with someone I really liked. Well, technically, he broke up with me. I was heartbroken, Bandla, but deep down, I know we wouldn't have worked out in the long run. A little while back, I was coming home from the gym. It was really dark, and a 15-seater taxi stopped in front of me. Two guys asked for my number. Out of fear and discomfort, I gave it to them. At the time, I was still in a relationship, so I didn't entertain anything when one of the guys called me right after. I ignored it out of respect for my then partner. Fast forward to now, after my breakup, that same guy randomly called again. It was as if he sensed I was going through something. We ended up having a long, meaningful conversation. It's been happening for a few days now. He seems genuinely kind, emotionally intelligent, and thoughtful. Here's my dilemma. He drives a 16-seater taxi for a living. I know it might seem shallow, but I'm hesitant to entertain him further because I don't think we share the same vision or lifestyle ambitions. I'm building a certain kind of life, and I'm just not sure he could align with that. Am I being unfair or too focused on status? I really need you guys to be honest.
This is a very interesting
It's a
one.
very interesting
First and foremost, I want to
dilemma.
say, from the time he asked you for your number and you were dating and you took it and you didn't block him after, you had desire from the jump. You had some feelings. You saw that 15-seater, you said, this nigga, maybe he was cute, I don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but you were definitely still open while you were in the relationship. So clearly you do like the guy, right? But in terms of the fact that you're 28, a business owner, shout out also queen doing your thing.
things.
And he is a taxi driver, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's a taxi driver. You need to decide your dating do's and don'ts,
Yeah.
basically. Your boundaries, your standards.
Yeah.
To say, do you date because you like someone's character, how they treat you, your chemistry? If that's the case, then good and well. He can probably take you on a date every now and then you discuss those things. But if you're someone like me, where things like the finances matter, the where you guys go for dinners or holidays, things like that, if those things do matter for you, then it's going to be tricky because realistically,
Yeah.
you guys are going to butt heads with that because he probably most likely can't afford to do
those
all of
things.
that. So you need to decide how much that matters to you, even if it's not necessarily lavish, but even simple things like, can he take you on a date night every week? At the very least, can he buy you flowers? Even
Or
if it's
whatever
just
it is
Woolies or
that
Knitflowers.
you
Yes.
deem to be
You need-
non-negotiable in a
Yes.
relationship. But I was going to say, I feel like women need to stop feeling so bad about the things that they want in relationships. The reason that I feel like you're asking us is because you're like, oh, I feel like I'm shallow. And I feel like it's only like, I guess, society that's making you feel like you're
it's
being shallow. Because at the root of this, I think everyone has their non-negotiables or things that they just wouldn't prefer in a relationship, a romantic relationship. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with this man. There's nothing wrong with him. Literally, he's a great guy, whatever. But it's okay for you to say, I just wouldn't date a guy who does X, Y, Z, or I wouldn't date it. That's fine.
That's okay.
Because again, going back to a thing I said many, many moons ago on this podcast, men wouldn't ever nyagaza when it comes to their standards.
They
like
would
they wouldn't
never.
nyagaza.
They would do what they want to
They
do.
do what they
So
want
you
to
should
do.
do
So
the
it's
same.
okay for you to say, you know what, he's a great guy, whatever the case is. But for me and the type of life I want, it's not
gonna work.
going to work. That's fine. Like, that's
There's
perfectly
nothing wrong with
okay.
that. Yeah,
That's
and you don't
safe.
wanna waste each other's time.
Exactly. You're well within your rights to have explored it, seen that, oh, this is cool, but you know what, this is not going to work for me on a long-term basis. That's fine, babe.
I
Like,
wish you guys just want to hook up on the topic of hookup. I wish you just want to hook up with the man.
but I don't think she was. She sounds like
fucking-
Mufuni Desreas.
Yes, so I was gonna say, like, if there's room for it to just be chilled, good and well.
You
but
can be
it's
your
giving-
friend.
Yeah, but
You don't
it's
have to
giving
date him.
You would like for it to be more on the serious side, so that I guess that then it wouldn't work. But like, sissy, don't feel ashamed.
Yeah, I feel
You
like you
what
can't be
you like,
you're
your
shaming
standard is your
yourself and
standard.
like so shame.
And I
you don't
shame
have
is-
to date a person you don't want to date, a person whose lifestyle doesn't align with yours. You don't have to. It's not by force.
And it does suck,
It's
I
actually
guess,
not by
that
force.
you've met someone that you enjoy, but like when it comes to the practical things, you guys don't meet at the same place. It does suck. I completely get it, trust me. But like, you have to be realistic at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
And remember that
Chemistry is
it's,
not going to get you far.
yeah, it's not by force, Oaks. It's actually not by force.
Yeah, it's really
like,
not. So,
it's never by force.
You don't have to.
Okay, the next one says, am I in the wrong? It's basically like an am I the asshole type situation.
Am I the drama?
Yes, am I
Could
the
it
am
be?
I the true kind of biggest? Okay, it says, I informed two of my friends that I'd be graduating. They asked whether they'd be able to attend the ceremony. I explained I didn't have all the info but would revert. With the business of the week, I forgot to give them feedback. I attended my graduation over the weekend without them. I later received a call from one of them after seeing my grad pics on WhatsApp status asking why I did not update them. I know I should have, but with me being silent, shouldn't they have at least called to follow up? Am I wrong to have asked them that? I mean, it is a two-way thing. Girl, be so for real.
I need you to be so serious
so
right now.
for real.
Queen, your crown is tilted.
I said
Did you really just ask that?
justice for them.
Chumi, there's not even much to say.
Justice.
The friends did their part by saying, Chumi, you're graduating, so can we attend? Let us know, whatever. You then supposed to do the letting know. I can't be the one following up on the letting know.
I'm
me
following
know.
up on the fact that I'm already following up because you obviously haven't told me already, which as the person who's graduating, you're the one who's supposed to invite people to your graduation,
One.
firstly. Secondly, the friend has already reached out and said, friend, so I
Since
know
you
you're
quiet.
graduating, you quiet. Let me know you'll follow up. I'm asking again, I'm desperate to be at that graduation. And I'm actually
Also,
not.
it's starting to feel like you don't want me there. So, in
Yes.
fact, let me wait till you say
Yaziyazela.
something and then I'll attend. But if you're going to say nothing, that means you actually don't want me there. Chasing for me to show up for
And
you
for your
is
graduation doesn't even make
crazy.
sense.
Also, I would think you would appreciate the fact that I want to be there. You'd be excited about it.
Even after
So,
your friend asked, but guy, what happened?
the fact that you didn't follow up tells me all I need to see. I've seen what I needed to see. to the other friends, obviously they don't know who they are right now.
Yeah.
But like you feeling like they should have reached out to you about your graduation when they reached out to you in the first place. You sound very narcissistic right now. I don't
It just
wanna lie
sounds
to
a
you.
little bit selfish.
It's about
like,
you.
Yes. And the thing is, yes, it is your graduation, whatever, but your friends played their parts. And at the end of the day, guys, and as much as you were busy with your graduation stuff, I'm sure they have other things they're busy with as well. For you to ask them, they're supposed to follow up all the time with you, like, oh my gosh.
They already set the tone
Yes,
to
you-
say.
you said it's a-
"Sifunukuza," so you let
said
us
it's
know.
a two-way thing, so why didn't you get back to them?
I want us kind of insane that they just walk up to your pictures on WhatsApp. I would scream. I'd be like, hello, what happened?
No.
Shame justice for them. I
But
don't wanna
justice
lie
for
to
them, I
you.
feel like you also need to realize, like, sweetie, you busy, they're also busy. Wonke umuntu busy in life, but you prioritize what you prioritize and find
1000%.
important. You can't tell me the night before you were getting ready for your graduation, you didn't think about me for
When
a
you
second.
went to bed, you didn't think, oh shit, I didn't tell my friends. Or even if they don't come to the grad, you could have said, hey friends, sorry, I forgot to update you about the grad. Let's meet for lunch after or whatever. You went
You didn't
completely
think
quiet.
about me. Like, and come
You
to mind.
never texted them at any point. I feel like it's a little bit shady on your end. Maybe it's an oversight that you need to look into. But I think you need to text your friend if you still want to be friends with him, because I'm sad much. But you need to maybe drop
Yeah.
them a text and say, now that I've thought about it, I am wrong. I should have
Yeah,
followed
I think you
up.
should apologize.
Even if you didn't come to the grad itself, I should have at least let you guys know after. I shouldn't have kept quiet completely, but like I appreciate you guys down that you even wanted to show up for me.
Yeah.
Blunder
Don't be
on my
angry at
side,
them.
but being angry at them, I don't know, because they were supposed to reach out. That's a crazy thought and expectation.
I don't know
I don't wanna lie
how
to
or
you.
why they were supposed to
Comment
reach
down
out.
below if you disagree, but if you do, I'm also sad.
Yeah, we have to agree to disagree on that one then.
I won't
Sorry.
lie. A lot of disagreeing and agreeing this week.
Yeah, sorry, Vandla. Unfortunately, we have to.
Unfortunately. Anyway, into musings. This is what we're listening to. Well, this is when we tell you guys what we're listening to this week. Our playlist is always in the description box.
Yeah.
We have a playlist on Spotify, Apple as well. Someone said they want YouTube music. I said, guys, I think this is enough.
Bootle.
And also, we can't play snippets of the songs because of copyright.
Yeah.
Just go on the playlist, guys. I promise you, it's always there. It's always updated. So let's all listen to music together. What do you listen to, Zix?
I'll be honest, guys, I'm not listening to much this week. I don't know.
That's so fair. That was me that other week.
I ain't. I'm listening to my old music. I'm back on the treadmill, so I literally listen to the same songs every
Oh, she's
single
back on the
day.
gymming
Like,
era, yo.
Period. But there is a song that I don't think I've spoken about on here. It's called Magnolia Rain by Samara Sin. Very, very cutesy song.
What's the vibe? R&B still?
Yeah, it's R&B. Very R&B. R&B. It's very R&B, but I really like it, Shame. And I've never actually heard music from this artist before.
I don't know her.
I found her on
once.
what are these things? Reels. Like someone had used her song
Oh,
in
yeah,
a reel,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, let me go. And I was like, period, queen. Yeah,
Cute,
she's
huh?
kinda eating that.
We'll be listening to that. So today it's an R&B
It's
week.
an R&B week, Kasan.
For me, Kuninga, there's so much. So I had to cut it down. One, Alex Azzi dropped her Tiny Desk.
Oh, period, queen. I know someone actually commented that now that I think of it.
Oh, I was counting down the days. She's done one before, but it was during COVID, and she did the at-home one, so it wasn't really the same. So now she did one in the office, celebrating her new EP and 10 years of her first album.
Oh,
Guys,
lovely.
phenomenal. Masego was a guest on the Tiny Desk.
Oh, really? I need to listen. Damn.
Chomi,
Seggy.
I was like, I'm eating right now. the songs she chose, phenomenal. She has an incredible voice. If you guys don't know, she is an Isley, so of course she is. So yeah, that I've been listening to. And then, of course, my favorite lesbian in this world,
Oh my gosh, KWN. Why?
K1, she dropped an EP this week. Guys, I actually can't even tell you. There's a song that's called, I think it's back of the club. She dropped like a snippet, and like she's been teasing it for years at this point. It finally dropped. It sounds like old school 90s R&B.
nice.
It's beautiful. So the whole EP Eats, obviously, so listen to that. Produced by herself, incredible. And it's only side A. She's still gonna release side B. So
What's your K1?
she's in her bag. So yeah, that's what I'm listening to. this
Cutie,
week.
cutie, cutie. But guys, we have come to the end of another scrumptious episode. Please don't forget to let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you are streaming us, on Apple or Spotify, don't forget to like this episode and don't forget to rate us as well. It really does help out the podcast. And of course, we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.